Hello again everyone, Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Clandestino, or Clandestine in English, by Manu Chao. This is part of my ongoing series where I'm listening to songs that come from albums that are on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The way the series works is I'll listen to 2, maybe 3 songs from each album on my own. I'll make videos for it or whatever. But then on my own, I'll go and listen to the rest of the album, just off camera or maybe on camera. I really haven't decided yet. So I've been kind of working my way through the list, again, 2 or 3 songs each album, and so this is actually going to be my second song from Clandestino, the album that this song comes off of, the title track, of course. Last video, I read the Rolling Stone magazine entry for this one. Today, I want to read the Wikipedia entry just to get a little bit more context on just how big and how influential this album was. So Clandestino is the first full-length solo album by Manu Chao, released in 1998. The album contains many sound bites throughout, 2 of which are bits of a speech by Subcomandante Marcos. Hey, that's my name, kind of. And like Chao's subsequent albums, was mostly recorded by the musician himself in various locations around the world using a small laptop, which this came out in 98, so how... Yeah, what the technology was there to record on a laptop in '98? I had no idea. Which is referred to in the liner notes as Studio Clandestino. The French edition of Rolling Stone magazine named this album the 67th greatest French rock album out of 100. The album was also included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. The album was ranked number 469 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time in 2020, and that's why we're listening to it right now. So anyway, let's jump into this one. I kind of liked the first one I heard, which was Bongo Bong, but really hoping to like this one even more, because it was like, that one was okay, but I'm really looking for a really good song from him. So anyway, let's jump into it. Here we go. Manu Chao, Clandestino, title track. Let's do it.
Solo voy con mi pena, sola va mi condena. Correré mi destino para burlar la ley, perdido en el corazón de la grande Babilón. Me dicen el clandestino por no llevar papel. Pa' una ciudad del norte yo me fui a trabajar. Mi vida la dejé entre Ceuta y Gibraltar. Soy una raya en el mar, fantasma en la ciudad. Mi vida va prohibida, dice la autoridad. Solo voy con mi pena, sola va mi condena. Correré mi destino por no llevar papel, perdido en el corazón de la grande Babilón. Me dicen el clandestino, yo soy el quebra ley. Mano negra clandestina, peruano clandestino, africano clandestino, marihuana ilegal.
Understood that.
Solo voy con mi pena, sola va mi condena. Correré mi destino para burlar la ley, perdido en el corazón de la grande Babilón. Me dicen el clandestino por no llevar papel. Argelino clandestino, nigeriano clandestino, boliviano clandestino, mano negra ilegal.
شوف الله يخليك الا ما تساليت الا ما تدوز الصبح شوف داك السماء في النور الشمال ديالك راه كنقول شي ناس يمشيو لموريتانيا ويجي معاهم باش الكايزين راه غادي يعطيو واحد.
There's that Gallagher sound again. Hey, I kind of like that one. I hope I'm getting the full versions of all these songs, because I feel like the last 2 that we've heard have kind of cut off almost premature. It felt like it cut off prematurely, but looks like it's about the same time, 229, 230. Okay, so I guess I did find a full version. I guess it must be one of those albums where each each song kind of leads into the next, right? So it feels, if you're just listening to like a one-off, it's like it feels like it's getting cut out short, when in reality it's transitioning into the next song. But regardless, I did like that one a little bit more than Bongo Bong. But I will say, it's still, again, kind of not what I was expecting. Coming into this, looking at the album cover, just seeing that it was like, a Latin type of song or album, I was expecting something more fast-paced, kind of like the other things that we've heard in the Latin genre on this series, right? But instead, this is, again, just more like him and his guitar, right? For the most part, a few other instruments here and there, but I think this one still sounded pretty good. The lyrics had me very interested. I don't speak a whole lot of Spanish, but there were a few phrases and words here and there that I was able to kind of pick out, and I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. So I did have Google translate this page for me, so we're going to take a look at it. First, let's read the About section. It says, Manu Chao is a singer born in France to Spanish parents, which we know since we read the Rolling Stone entry last time, who sings in many different languages, including French, Spanish, and English. He became a solo artist after the dissolution of his band Mano Negra in 1995. He toured frequently with his band Radio Bemba, ever since Chao and other comrades from the Mano Negra group, gang, formed the group Radio Bemba Sound System, named after the communication system used in the Sierra Maestra by the rebels in the Cuban Revolution. Okay. The group's goal was to replicate the sound of street music from a wide variety of cultures, for which Chao and the group spent many years traveling through South and Central America. Cool, I didn't know that. His music has many influences, such as punk, rock, French chanson, Ibero-American salsa, reggae, ska, and Algerian rice. So again, the Rolling Stone article mentioned that he was very well traveled. He was a very worldly person, right? And so it definitely shows here with just how many different genres that he was kind of able to incorporate into his music. These influences were derived from immigrants in France. Okay, there's a lot. I'm not gonna read all this, but yeah, cool. So anyway, looking at the song lyrics. I only go with my sentence, only my sentence goes. It's probably not a perfect translation, so I apologize in advance. Running is my destiny to evade the law. Lost in the heart of the great Babylon, they call me the clandestine or clandestino for not carrying papers. So we read in the Rolling Stone article that clandestino was sort of like a derogatory term for, again, like an undocumented migrant or undocumented immigrant, right? So they call me the clandestine, the clandestino, for not carrying papers, for being undocumented. For the northern city, I went to work. I left my life between Quetta and Gibraltar. I'm a streak in the sea, ghost in town. My life is forbidden, says the authority. And so again, he's sort of saying, because I'm undocumented, the cops, the police, the authority essentially says that my life is not worth as much as someone else's, perhaps. I only go with my sorrow, only my sentence goes. Running is my destiny for not carrying paper. So basically, I always have to be on the move, sort of in fear of the law, right? Lost in the heart of the great Babylon, they call me the clandestine, I am the bankrupt law. So I am what these unjust laws have created, essentially. Clandestine Black Hand, Clandestino Mano Negra, clandestine Peruvian, clandestine African, illegal marijuana, which, again, Rolling Stone article, we got a lot of information out of that. It mentioned that he was sort of believed in the legalization of marijuana, of course, so he kind of has to mention it here. I only go with my sorrow, only my sentence goes. Running is my destiny to evade the law. Lost in the heart of the great Babylon, they call me the clandestine for not carrying paper. Clandestine Algerian, clandestine Nigerian, clandestine Bolivian, clandestine illegal Black Hand. So, yeah, I think he says a lot without really using almost a whole lot of words, right? He really kind of keeps the lyricism really tight and focused, right? So, to me, very clearly speaking up for people who are clandestinos, right? Undocumented, sort of saying it's an unjust law, no person essentially should be treated that way under the eyes of the law. And I agree with him, honestly. I mean, there should be no thing as an illegal person, illegal immigrant, what have you, right? And I always get like a weird squirm when people say undocumented aliens or illegal aliens. Just that use of the word alien, I've always had a don't feel good about that. So definitely his moment to kind of speak out against this sort of practice that we have, right? So I think lyrically it's got a great message. It's well written. It's getting 2 thumbs up from me. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, I do like his voice, and I said that in Bungo Bung, and I don't know if it was him singing the whole time in Bungo Bung. I don't know if it was him singing the whole time here either. But I really like his voice. He just has this sort of singing style that really resonates with me. So definitely dug that part of it. Instrumentally, this one was very simple, right? Just kind of guitar, maybe a little bit of. We can hear it again, no problem. And Gallagher sounds for some reason. So like the guitar was really nice here, but you also kind of get like almost like some street sounds, right? People walking on the street. Did really like the harmonizing now that I'm kind of listening back to it vocally. So excuse me. Yeah, I think this one sounded pretty good. So I'll give it 2 thumbs up instrumentally and vocally. I thought it was really easy to listen to. Really liked the guitar style. Really liked his voice. I'm comfortable giving it 2 thumbs up. But as far as replay value goes, this is a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Not quite the thing I would normally listen to. I think I liked it enough that it's still going to make my playlist, and I'll come back to it every so often. But I don't think it's a song that I'm going to like really eagerly put on all the time. So for that, I'm going to give it a thumb up for replay value. Overall, not a bad song. I gotta say, out of the 2 songs that I've done from Manu Chao, I've kind of liked them okay. I see the value, and the more I read about him and the way and his approach to music, really, the more I'm like, I want to learn and to listen to more from him. But the music itself is just, it's like, it's not quite my style. So I'm kind of in this like gray area with him. So definitely have to come back to him in the future, but definitely at least kind of enjoyed the songs that we heard. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the series, because I certainly am. It helps me listen to music I would otherwise probably not listen to. As always, if you enjoyed the music, go listen to the artists, go support them however you can. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can just do all the normal stuff you normally do on YouTube, like liking, subscribing, and commenting with your requests, because I'm always taking requests. That's how I get the bulk of the videos that I do. And so yeah, you can also check the description to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. Alright guys, that's going to be it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.